I feel the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. I feel the love, yeah. I feel the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. I hear the joy of God. It's in me, it's in you. I hear the joy now. I hear the joy of God. It's in me, it's in you. I know the good of God. It's in me, it's in you. I know the good, yeah. I know the good of God. It's in me, it's in you. I see the beauty of God. It's in me, it's in you. I see the beauty. I see the beauty of God. It's in me, it's in you. Oh yeah. I feel it. I hear it. I know it. It's in me. I see it. Can you see it? It's the beauty in me. It's the beauty in you. Let's sing that part again. I feel it. I hear it. I know it. It's in me. I see it. Can you see it? It's the beauty in me. It's the beauty in you. I love the love. I love the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. I love the love, yeah. I love the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. 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 It's in me, it's in me. It's in you. Okay, next one. An incredible thing is happening. We're all here, me and you, you and me. It's good to be near. I show my appreciation. I declare my dedication. I'm so grateful for this atmosphere. Let's sing that again. An incredible thing is happening. We're all here, me and you, you and me. It's good to be near. I show my appreciation. I declare my dedication. I'm so grateful for this atmosphere. This is a special time. We're all here and feeling fine as we go. We know our lives are entwined. Let's sing that again. This is a special time. We're all here and feeling fine as we go. We know our lives are entwined. An incredible thing is happening. An incredible thing is happening. We're all here, me and you, you and me. It's good to be near. I I'm so grateful for this atmosphere.
Thank you, Marilyn. So welcome again to everybody here in the room and everybody who has shown up on YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I am Reverend Lanny Howard. I'm the Minister Emeritus here at the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. And it's my pleasure to remind us of who we are. We are a radically inclusive, progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of the science of mind and spirit. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, our talent, and our treasures. And we intentionally promote our community and its teachings. So now we are going to light our inclusion candle, and our practitioner for this morning, Cheryl Banbury, will help me with that. And we light this candle to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within all of us. Thank you so much, Cheryl. So what's alive in you today? Just call out that quality that's bubbling up for you. Happiness. Celebration. What was yours, Tracy? Spirited. Change. Gratitude. Love. Lots of gratitude. Community. Freedom. Grace. Beauty of nature. Amen. Okay. Hope. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff alive in us today. And just to remind us, we're a praying community. So there are lavender prayer slips in the seat backs in front of you. And if you're in the front row, there are more slips over on the table by the front door. And you can write your prayer request, put it in the little box by the front door, and then the ministers and practitioners get together and pray every Monday on those requests. And prayer is available after service with our practitioner this morning, Cheryl Banbury. And if you are online joining us virtually, you can visit our website at sierracenter.org, click on spiritual support, and then prayer, and one of our practitioners will reach out to you. So is there anybody here who is here for the very first or second time? Nope. We got a bunch of old timers here. And we've got a bunch that we haven't seen in a while, so it's great to see everybody. So this is the first Sunday of October, which means, does anybody have a birthday in October? Oh, Shauna, okay. Oh, and yes, okay, we got 2 people who have birthdays in October, so happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear friends, happy birthday to you. All right, and now I'm going to invite Jivan to come and read our announcements for the week.
Hello, I'm Jivan, and we have a few announcements. Today is the potluck day, and if you stay for the potluck, which you ought to do, we're going to be voting after the potluck. yeah. Okay. Oh, let's see. All are welcome, however, only active members will be allowed to cast a vote. Okay. But you can stay for the potluck even if you didn't bring something, because there's plenty. Sacred dancing is happening tomorrow, October 7th, in Condon Park with Judy, and that is at 10:30 to noon, right? Yeah. Okay. And Reverend Lenny is going to be doing the open mic here 10:30. No, not 10:30 noon. Poetry. That's right. Friday, October 11th. And there is a $10 suggested donation, and it happens from 5 to 6 p.m. Then we have the Science of Mind magazines, which are right on the little purple table there. $10 gets you the month of September and October, and they're fantastic. Okay. Come be part of the tech team. Here we really are recruiting people for the tech team over there, working with the computers and the slideshow. And that is all we've got today.
Thank you. And I just want to remind you, every October, the Science of Mind magazine it has quotes from Ernest Holmes. So Ernest Holmes is doing the daily guides. And then Jesse Jennings, who is a wonderful minister from Texas, does sort of a further explanation of what Holmes is saying in a way that's very practical and helpful for everybody. So I encourage you, if you don't have it, to check that out. All right, and now it is time for a community song. And we can sit down for this one.
Yeah, just stay in your seats. I'll do my best to guide you. I just introduced this tune last week. So we're going to repeat it a couple times, and here we go. All the answers to every question, they come from within. All the answers to every question, they come from within. Let's sing it one more time. All the answers to every question, they come from within. Ask and you shall receive. I ask and I receive. And so it is. Ask, ask, and you shall receive. I ask and I receive. And so it is. I am spirit in expression. This earth is my heaven. I am spirit in expression. This earth is my heaven. Once again. I am spirit in expression. This earth is my heaven. Behold, I am blessed. Behold, you are blessed. And so it is. Behold, I am blessed. Behold, you so it is, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
And now is the time for us to go within to our sacred reading. And so Shara Banbury is our practitioner this morning.
Thank you, Lanny. So a few years ago, I was able to go to the Unity Church, which is a sister of ours here in Grass Valley, and a woman in Grass Valley worked with Barbara Marks Hubbard, and I don't know if any of you met her, but I had the divine pleasure of spending some time with her. And she wrote this book called Conscious Evolution. So that's what I'm going to read from today. It's Awakening the Power of Our Social Potential. The loving energy that went into self-reproduction is now available for self-evolution. This energy seeks to express life purpose. Just as we each have a genetic code, we also have a genius code. Our individual creativity, the creator within, now awakening and deeply desirous of expression in the world. Our spirituality is coming forth in spirit-motivated creative action. The drive to co-create is rising as the need for maximum procreation declines. Many of us are experiencing vocational arousal, the wild and exciting desire to find our calling. But society does not yet have the social or economic systems in place to nurture and support the expression of this untapped creativity. Establishing new systems that can call forth our best is the work of the social potential movement. A sea of creativity is welling up from within us, which is evolving our world. It is this creativity that new social innovations seek to further release and connect. Through new forms of education, new economic systems, social entrepreneurship, participatory management, and potential movement is learning how to channel this loving and creative energy for the social good. So our community value today is authenticity. And I was thinking about this, and I was looking at my puppies yesterday, and I thought, boy, they're pretty authentic. You know exactly what they're thinking, especially when they just stare at you. Sit and stare, like, okay, what do you want? And then they'll do like a movement toward the food bowl or a movement toward the door or whatever, the window to see the kitties outside that they can bark at. And I thought, if we just let ourselves be whoever we are, is so beautiful. And if we feel that others don't accept that, we can learn to say, so what? So what? Be ourselves. That's the message of power within. And that's the message of authenticity, too. So now I'd like to ring the bowl 3 times, and I'll have you say Om with me afterward. And then we'll, after each bowl. And then we'll do the meditation. Thanks. all that is. One power that allows the earth to turn on its axis, that allows the deepest depths of exploration. One power that is within each of us. I claim and know this to be true. That one power is everywhere. And so each individual who recognizes that power within is able to do extraordinary things. The ballerina, the sky jumpers, the people who explore into the ocean's depths, all are knowing their personal power. And just so I claim and accept this power for each one here. At the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, and those of you online, I know for each of you that you are using very little of what you actually can do. And so I invite that exploration of the self to expand and to know that that love within, that power that is available to everything in creation, is here now. It lifts up those who need healing and allows them to see beyond the circumstances, to know who they really are as whole, perfect, and complete, and to step into that power. It is the knowing that life is eternal, without beginning and without end, just as the Creator is. And so I'm deeply grateful to understand this knowing, to take it in, to feel it in my heart and my soul, to reach beyond myself, and to invite all of you into my gratitude with your gratitude for who we are and what we are. And with this knowing, I speak this word, my word, into that divine consciousness that becomes a part of the whole in the quantum field. That infinite knowing that knows itself and manifests in every moment that truth. Power, the power, the kingdom, the glory is forever. And so it is. Now we have our affirmation, and I'll say it once, and if you'd like to join me, we'll say it a second time together. I activate the power of community by giving what is mine to give and being a vessel to receive what is mine to receive. Yay. You receive a lot, right? And now we have another song. Well, we'll say it again? Okay. All right, let's say it again. I activate the power of community by giving what is mine to give and being a vessel to receive what is mine to receive. Okay, Marilyn. Yeah.
All right, now special music from Marilyn Gale.
Na 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 na. wondering which way I should go. When I heard a friend calling out my name, and I was invited to join in their flow. Alone, we may feel lost, that we have a troubled soul, but we are reflections and echoes, 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 echoes for each other. Yes, we help each other grow. And out comes a sweet sound, strong and loud, soft and proud. You can tell there's something good going on. Join hands in love and peace, hate and judgment we release. Harmony is what we truly seek. We are a family of men. Let's love the earth and offer kindness to each other. Na 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 na. The wind blows, oh the trees stand tall. There is a source above us all. Let's embrace the one as we all live together, 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 yeah. The truth is known, please understand. And out comes a sweet sound, strong and loud, soft and proud. You can tell there's something good going on. Join hands in love and peace, hate and judgment we release. Harmony is what we truly seek. Oh yeah, we are a family of men. Let's love the earth and offer kindness to each other. We are a family of man and woman. Oh, let's love the earth and offer kindness to each other. We are a family of man. Let's love the earth and offer kindness to each other.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. All right. So now it is time for our talk from our ministerial candidate, Reverend Mitch Austin. So please welcome Reverend Mitch.
Well, happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. Can we give it up again for Marilyn? Wonderful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Music gets to our soul in places some things just can't, yes? Absolutely. So glad you came today. My goodness, full house. This is beautiful. Turn to somebody and say, glad you came today. Let's greet each other. Glad you came today. So fun fact, you know, I've been guest speaking here nearly a year. Yeah, my first talk was on October, I think, 29th last year. Who came to the Prodigal Son talk that I did? People remember that? Yeah. That's where I hook you. That's my best talk right there. And I know it's a big day today. Big day today. We got a full room. Something very important's happening after service. I know that's why you're here, for the potluck. For the potluck. I know it's the food. No, for me it is. No. No, I'm so glad you're here. You know, after, actually, we're going to do the potluck, and then we're going to do some grilling of Mitch. I mean, Q&A. We'll do a little Q&A, and I really love that. I love that we're going to do some Q&A because many of you haven't met me. You may not know my background. You may have some questions. So, you know, I hope that whoever has questions, whether you're a member or not, I hope you stay and get those questions answered, you know, after today. So there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And what that proverb is telling us is we can only get so far by ourselves. You know, I've looked at previous versions of myself and I think, man, I've come a long way, if you only knew. Anyone ever feel that about themselves? Like, I've come a long way. But here's the deal. We didn't do it alone. We didn't do anything alone. And I'm a firm believer there's no such thing as a self-made person. I'm sorry. Somebody had to feed me and put on diapers and clothes, right? No such thing. But we can activate that inner power, that God self, and we can come together in community. However we show up, community can be so powerful for us. I was the kid the village raised. In fact, I wouldn't be here doing this work if it wasn't for little Pacific Grove, California. Anyone know Pacific Grove, California? Yeah. That was my first community. That's where I experienced, my mom was on disability, single mom. She didn't have any resources. But the community just showed up for me everywhere I went. They sent me to camp. You know, they signed me up for stuff. They drove me places. They corrected me when I made some mistakes. So we're going to talk about the power of community today. And in fact, the whole month is going to be dedicated to power to the people. So today we're going to talk about the power of community. And next Sunday, I'm going to talk about the power of authenticity. So I hope you come back for that as well. Because here's the spiritual truth. God can only do for us what God can do through us. And that's why we need each other, right? That's the value of community. And we all have a role in it. And I'm going to talk about three aspects of community today. The role of belonging, coming to a place to belong, be seen, be included. It's also a place for growth in a way that we can't grow any other way. And it's a place for support, that safe, loving space to land when life gives us a curve in the road, right? The lumps and the bumps. So let's start with belonging. Has anybody ever felt like you didn't fit in, like you were a stranger in an environment? Yeah, that's my experience most places I go, I know. I'm one of the different people too. And sometimes that can make us feel less than, in some cases unsafe, or even lonely. You can be in a room full of people and feel lonely, yes? Because if we aren't actively implementing belonging, connection, communion, welcoming. I love this community. When we walk through the doors, there's so much welcoming going on. And that's important to create a sense of belonging, because healthy and positive community is very porous and open to the traditions and activities and celebration of each other, seeing each other. Just seeing each other creates a sense of belonging. And then participating in our stories together creates a sense of belonging. I'm going to share with you a story. It's called The Day Shay Got to Play by E.J. Nolan, and this is in the Baseball Almanac. So Shay is a developmentally disabled 12-year-old, and his father and Shay were walking past the park where some boys were playing baseball. Shay turned to his father and said, "Do you think they will let me play?" Shay's father knew the boys probably wouldn't want him on their team, but the father understood what the son wanted and that his son needed a sense of belonging. So he went over to one of the boys on the field and asked if Shay could play. The boy looked around to his teammates for some guidance. Getting none, he took matters into his own hands and he said, "Look, we're losing by 6 runs. It's the 8th inning. There's only 9 innings in the game for you non-baseball people." And he said, "I guess you can be on our team. We'll try and put him up to bat in the 9th inning." So there it is, bottom of the 8th inning. Shay's team scores a few runs. Now they're only down by 3. And now it's top of the 9th inning. Remember, last inning. Shay put on a glove and he played in the outfield. No hits came his way, but he was ecstatic. He was on the field grinning ear to ear. His father even waved to him from the stands. Bottom of the 9th inning. They're still behind 3 runs. And now it's time for Shay to come up. And they've closed the lead. They're only down to 1. Down by 1. Were they going to let Shay bat? The dad wondered. Surprisingly, Shay was given the bat. Everyone knew that a hit was all but impossible. Shay didn't even know how to hold the bat, let alone connect with the ball. However, as Shay stepped up to the plate, the pitcher moved a few steps up and lobbed the ball softly at Shay so he could at least make contact. The first pitch came and Shay swung clumsily and missed. The pitcher took a few more steps forward to toss the ball softly to Shay. As the pitch came in, Shay swung at the ball, hit the ball on a slow ground ball to the pitcher. The pitcher picked up the soft grounder and could have easily thrown it to first base, and the game would be over. But instead, the pitcher took the ball and threw it high arc into right field, beyond the first baseman. Everyone's yelling, "Shay, run to first." Shay had never run to first in his whole life. He's scampering down the baseline, wide-eyed and startled. By the time he reached first, the right fielder had the ball. And he could have thrown it to the second baseman where they would tag Shay easily. But you see, the right fielder, well, he understood the pitcher's intention. So he threw the ball high over the third baseman's head. Shay ran towards second base. And then there were runners ahead of him just circling the bases. Finally, Shay gets to second, and the opposing team shortstop says, "Shay, run to third." So he's pointing him to third. So now he's running to third, and Shay's rounding third, and all the boys are screaming, run home, Shay." He stepped on home plate and was cheered as the hero of the grand slam, winning the game for his team. That day, the father, softly with tears rolling down his face, said, "Those 18 boys reached their level of God's perfection." Beautiful story. That's the power of community, when we all collaborate and conspire together. So here's my call to action for you. You know, every community has its version of a Shay. Someone who may not be able to contribute in the same fashion or same manner as everyone else. And this gives us an opportunity to express our compassion, our humanity, our inner God self, to release that splendor and have the beautiful connections and stories within our community. So I want to ask you, how do you contribute to a sense of belonging here? How do you contribute to a sense of connection and inclusion? Here's my assignment to you. After service today, here's what we're all going to do. You're going to speak to 3 people you wouldn't normally speak to. 3 connections. Because here's what I know, sadly, especially in America, we have an epidemic of loneliness. Nearly 36% of people are lonely. Just because someone's smiling and they look happy, don't mistake that. They may be disconnected inside in some way. I mean, that's more than 1 in 3 people in this room. So let us take up the mantle of creating belonging. 3 people, and I'll be quizzing you. Who are your 3? Write them down. No, I'm just kidding. No quiz. The second opportunity in community is it's a fertile place for growth, a place to share information and ideas and perspectives. I just made a word. Reflection, put them together. For things that we can't see on our own. You know, if you were here last Sunday, I talked about the 3 mirrors of our being that get reflected from other people, right? Who we're being in the moment that we can't necessarily see, that people reflect back to us, what we judge and what's been lost or taken. That happens in community. Anybody like Jack Kornfield? Anybody heard of Jack Kornfield? Great meditator, teacher. He wrote a book called The Art of Forgiveness, Loving Kindness, and Peace. What a great title, huh? And in the book, he talks about the Babemba tribe of South Africa, and they have a ritual here. And their ritual is as follows. When someone acts unjustly or irresponsibly, they are left alone in the center of the village. The entire village stops working. Everyone gathers around in a circle of this person, and one by one, each person comes into the circle recalling the good things that the accused has done in their life, right? Reminding them of their goodness, of their splendor. This ceremony can take several days, and at the end of it, the circle is broken and the person is welcomed back into the tribe. Isn't that beautiful? Imagine if we did that, like in our families and in our places of employment and the circles that we go in. It's a beautiful way to communicate and help us remember, because that's what we do. We help us remember who we are sometimes when we forget. So in this growth of community, I have some contemplation questions for you. Are you a safe space to support someone's growth? Can they share with you a fear, something they feel they've misstepped on, and you can hold that with love and no judgment? Are you a safe space? Can you speak your truth with compassion and kindness? Because in community, sometimes we step on each other's toe. But can we let each other know in a way that is kind, loving, compassionate? And lastly, what growing edge are you willing to bring to the community for us to support you in? Right? Maybe you want to quit sugar and flour. Shyla knows that I don't eat gluten. She saw me going straight for the coffee cake one day, and she body blocked me, and it was great. I'm like, she's, no. I'm like, okay, thank you for your support. Love you, hate you. Here's what I know. As we improve ourselves, the rising tide floats all of us. Every healing is a healing for the collective, because there's only one of us. And so as we get better individually, the community gets better, and it all begins with conscious intention that you can set right now. Take a class, work on your growing edge, heal anything, and you make us all better and stronger. Yes? And the last element is support. And I love this quote from Malidana Somé. She says, without community, you cannot be yourself. The community is where we draw the strength needed to effect change inside us. What one acknowledges in the formation of the community is the possibility of doing together what is impossible to do alone. That's why I'm so passionate about community. We help people what is impossible to do alone, because together we're better, we're stronger, we have more faith, We have more belief in the road ahead. Did you know you can borrow faith? That's what's so powerful about prayer. When you can't see the way forward, when you can't believe it's possible, Shara will believe it. Rev Lanny will believe it. Rev Madeline, myself, will all help you believe it, or even someone in the community will help you remember. I had this experience many years ago. I had taught a public speaking class for 4 weeks. And one of the students in the class, it was through the church, every time she saw me, Rosemary Romano, she'd go, "When are you teaching your next class? I'm going to sign up." And I'd be running away. Okay, I'll get to it someday. She did that every time she saw me for 5 years. True story. And during that 4-week class, I had a vision for a program, but when you have a big vision and then you go, "Oh no, not me." That's exactly what I did. I had a vision for something called Rise and Speak, and I would love to bring it here. And the program is where I go through a process. I help people find a defining moment of their life, the lesson or blessing, put a message together, and speak it on stage in front of an audience. I finally did that in 2018. Rosemary Morano was the first one to sign up and get other people registered. And since then, I have taught almost 100 people in 3 centers the process, and I have a 95% completion rate of people getting up on stage. It's a powerful program. It's probably one of the most healing things I've ever done for people on the planet. But it took Rosemary Romano to keep that spark alive because she knew. She could see it. I couldn't see it. She could see it. I was a parks and recreation professional for about 20 years. And really, the parks and rec professionals, what we do is we create community. In fact, our slogan was, "We create community through people, parks, and programs." And I'm still creating community. It's just a little different now. I create community through people, prayer, and programs. Just changed it a little. And when I was a recreation manager, I was charged with supervising the senior center. And it was about this time of year in October, we had to decide what we were doing with Thanksgiving because it landed on a Thursday. Technically, it's a holiday. But if you know anything about senior centers, they're the safe place for many people to land and feel a sense of connection. And I was passionate that we were going to have something on Thanksgiving. But it wasn't going to be me because I lived 4 hours away. And so I had to gently work with my staff to get them to maybe do it. And they liked me, so they did. We did a luncheon on Thanksgiving, so they gave up part of their Thanksgiving to open the doors. And I was walking through the senior center, it was beginning of November, and I ran into this woman I hadn't seen before, and I said, I told her who I was, I asked her who she was, and lovely German ladies telling me, I'm just new to town, and I haven't been here, and, you could tell she was very disoriented. And she said her family lived far away, and I said, "Well, you should come to the Thanksgiving luncheon." And she looked at me. She goes, "You're going to be open on Thanksgiving?" I said, "Yes, you should come." And she goes, and her eyes got big, and she looked at me, and she goes, "You mean I do not have to be alone on Thanksgiving?" With tears welling up in her eyes. We forget sometimes, don't we, how important we are in this thing called community. That our presence matters, that we matter. In fact, this Saturday, I completely forgot. I went to a funeral for my friend's mother, and I almost didn't go because I thought, I was gonna miss me, right? Yeah, should I go? Maybe it's just family. Anybody ever do that? Like, I don't know, I should go. And then I happened to be talking to a practitioner because my friend's part of the practitioner corps, and she said, "Are you going to so-and-so's mom's funeral?" And I said, "Oh, well, okay, yes." And so I show up, true story, as soon as I enter the building, this woman whose mother had passed, her oldest daughter came out of the bathroom. Now, her oldest daughter, I had had maybe 3 or 4 interactions with. Those kind of surface ones you don't think mean very much. And she looked at me, and she goes, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I hoped you'd come." I had no idea. And we hugged. And this is not a huggy person. I was so touched. And then afterwards, because this was my home church, people kept coming up to me, connecting. How are you? Good to see you. I forgot that I matter. My presence matters. Sometimes we forget, don't we? I want everyone to put their hand on their heart right now and repeat after me. I matter. Say it again. I matter. I want you to turn to somebody, look in their eyes, and tell them right now, you matter. Look into their eyes. Turn to someone else, into their eyes. This is intimate. You matter. Sometimes this might be the first time anyone's ever heard that. But we matter. What we do in coming here matters. So I want us to remember that God can only do for us what God can do through us. And we can only unleash that God splendor within, like those boys did, in community. So let us take up the work of creating a space of belonging for everyone, engaging our growth and encouraging the same in others, and being the love, the helping hand, the support that only you can give. You might be a Rosemary Romano to somebody. Apparently, I could only hear it from her. So I'd like to close with this beautifully written piece by Alan O'Hare. He's a Celtic storyteller and director of Life Story Theater. And he says, in the silence of an early morning walk, recently, the crystal song of the scarlet red cardinal atop an oak tree awakened me more fully. I stood and listened to him and his mate in the nearby tree serenading one another. A couple walking their dog joined me. Without saying a word, it was clear we were enchanted by the gift of their song, and we joined together briefly in a community of celebration for the gifts of nature. The new light, the morning hymn, and the momentary connection with the travelers evoked images from other communities. Each of these, whether for learning, work, healing, prayer, or friendship, creates for us a safe experience of belonging, purpose, and shared values. In them, each of us encounters who we are and what our gifts are. In the Sufi tradition, it is taught that the primary purpose of life is to awaken to the essence of who we are. Once we do so, we are invited to lovingly embrace this realization. The gift of community is that each of us has the fire of affirmation and support to achieve this awareness of self, even on those days when you don't feel the fire. But at that time, when you don't feel the fire, remember the words of Thich Nhat Hanh. I ask all of you to hold up your hands and tell me the truth. Do you believe, as I do, that someone in our hamlet is keeping the fire alive? Blessed be. Thank you so much. Let's take this message into prayer. So as we turn within, into the inner God self that's connected to all things, all the power, all the love, all the wisdom, all the grace, all the connection. We remember our high resolve that we come here for each other. And so I simply lean into this beautiful community called Sierra for Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that it has a divine mission and each and every person in here is called to help fulfill it. And the expansion of the gifts of this community here and in the greater community. No one left alone, unconnected. No one left unsupported or loved. No one left stagnant and stuck. So I just give thanks. I give thanks for the fire of community that is burning bright here and now. And I know that it continues to expand its light, its love, its wisdom, and its grace through all of us. And I release this word into the perfect activity of love and law. And together we say, and so it is. Blessed be.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Reverend Mitch. And now we have some music.
Yeah, maybe you could stand up for this one. Let's rejoice. You are a treasure. Open up your mind. Let yourself feel the pleasure being a part of the divine. We are all special. We're each unique. We open up our heart and find the love you seek. I am a treasure. I am a treasure. I open up my mind. I let myself feel the pleasure being a part of the divine. I am special, sorry. We're each unique. I open up my heart and find the love I seek. We are a treasure. We are a treasure. Open to one mind. We let ourselves feel the pleasure being a part of the divine. We are all special. We're each unique. We open up our hearts and find the love we seek. We are all special. We are all special. We're each unique. We open up our hearts and find the love we seek.
Thank you, Marilyn. All right, and now is the time for our conscious giving. So let's prepare our tithes and offerings. And we hold them over our heart as we say together, I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And so we'll have a little music while our basket is being passed around.
In spirit, each of us knows our part. Sing it with me if you'd like. We are dancing in spirit. Each of us knows our part. We are dancing in
And I declare that this energy of money is pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing as it continues to extend out into the community for the greater good and multiplies itself and returns to the giver, the great abundance and life force. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, and it's time to thank everybody for their participation today. So thank you, Marilyn, for our music today. Thank you. And thank you to Shara Banbury for being our practitioner today and for lighting our candle. And thank you to Chana and Diana for being our tech support, and to Maya for being on the soundboard. Thank you, thank you. And thank you to Pat for passing the basket. Thank you. And to Jivan for doing the announcements. Thank you, thank you. So, and thank you to Reverend Mitch for his wonderful talk. So I am so grateful for all of those who made this day possible.
And
so,
thanks to Rev Lanny.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So what are you taking away with you today? What are you taking away? Joy. Lots of joy. Lots of joy. Community.
Home run.
Home run. Acceptance. Friendship.
Greeting 3 people.
Greeting 3 people. Right. Knowledge. Cooperation. Belonging. Community. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love. Yes. Love, love, love. All right. So now Reverend Mitch is going to do our benediction.
All right. If you're able, please stand. And then they repeat after me. Right? Okay, repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It's this thing called belonging.
It's this thing called belonging.
It's this thing called growth.
It's this thing called growth.
It's this thing called loving support.
It's this thing called loving support.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I sense it.
I sense it.
Because I am it.
Because I am it.
And so it is. Blessed be.
We laugh, we smile, we stay for a while. As a community, we have joy and are free. We listen and we share, we love and we care. We honor this world, and our good is unfurled. Together we stand in community. Hand in hand we are we. We pray and we grow. We learn and we know. All the best will show as we live in the flow. Together we stand in community. Hand in hand we are we. Together we stand. Together we stand in community. Hand in hand we are we. Let's eat.
How small.